Hey everybody, hello, Monday night, day 7. Wow, it's been such a fun week. So I hope you all had a fantastic weekend, and tonight is our wrap up night. So want to kind of just go through some of the takeaways and things tonight, and I'm going to start it a little bit different. I'm going to start with a success story. So to start off, one of my private clients, she has at this point, she's down about 4 dress sizes, and she's also lost about 35 pounds now. And she's obviously super excited, thrilled to have taken this journey with my guidance and coaching along the way. And so she's just done really, she feels she has so much more energy. So her story was that she was having a little bit of problems that she feel was coming on physically. She wasn't really feeling up to par herself. She has a very stressful work situation. So she pretty much made up her mind that she just really wanted to get rid of some of the extra weight that she was carrying and feel better about herself. So she started to do some exercise and fairly intense. She's one of those A-type people. So when she's going to go for it, she's definitely going to go for it. And so she had set some goals for herself and things like that. But what was happening is that she was feeling stuck. Like it just wasn't, even though she was feeling better because the exercising was making her feel better, she just felt like her body wasn't responding. So what we did is, in a lot of case, something I've been talking about this whole past week in the Relax, Release, and Replenish program is that everybody is going to be coming in from a different place, and everyone's going to use the protocol in the way that's going to serve them the best. So in her case, we focused a lot on really the relaxing. Now you may say, well, I thought you just said she was stepping up her exercising. And she was. So she was very focused in her exercise training, but she was still carrying quite a bit of stress. And so one of the things we talked about was really to just take a step back, do some relaxing things. She started to meditate a little bit as well, and not to get caught up in trying to be so perfect on everything that you're actually causing yourself more stress. So that was one of the big keys. And then we did tweak a little bit on her diet, and I had suggested for her that possibly sometimes when our bodies seem to be resisting what just doesn't seem natural, that I'll make suggestions. And in her case, I suggested doing some like extra greens and things, and also a little bit of spirulina in there to kind of help her body remove some of the toxins that could have been there. And wow, what a difference. It doesn't sound like a huge shift, but that's sometimes all it takes. It just takes somebody to say, you know what, try this, change this a little bit, maybe cut down a little bit here, add a little more there. And these little tiny tweaks, fantastic results. So I just wanted to let you know that, because the protocol that I've put together, there's all the different phases can be really work in harmony together with the little tweaks here and there. Now you may say, oh my gosh, I need more than a tweak. I don't even know where to start. Okay, great. I get it. Relax. Okay. You're in good hands. So here to help you. So, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you just need minor tweaks. It doesn't matter if you feel like I just want to start all over because I've been so confused and frustrated, and I just I don't even know anymore what I'm doing. Okay, that's okay too. We'll wipe the slate clean, like I've mentioned, and we'll start building right from the beginning. And that's what you need. That's what we're gonna do. So before I get to some of the takeaways and some action steps and things, I do have a very, very special offer for everybody who's listening to this and has listened through the series. So I do want to let you know about that first and just go through again what my 3R protocol is. So my program is a 9-week program. And what you get during that time is there are 9 modules that you will get emailed to you. So you'll get these modules, and every single week will cover a lot of different topics. And some of these topics, it's really going to be quite a wide range of topics. Now, not only will there be written materials that you're going to receive, but every week we're going to have a live call with everybody that's going to discuss the topics of the module that came out. And then there'll always be time for your specific questions and question and answers on these calls, and really want you to have an opportunity to ask me as much as you want to ask during these times. So some of the things that we'll be talking about that I really haven't talked a lot on this mini course, but we'll be discussing things, issues that some women have had, especially if you've been dieting for a long, long time, that tend to come up. Things like, I binge eat. I eat so well, and then I have these binges, and I can't seem to stop. Very common, and I actually did quite a bit of that. So that's one of my favorites because finally overcoming that just feels so freeing. And so that's one of the things. Other things, it's just, basic maybe overeating and when that happens, and try to maybe find out about some triggers. They could be food triggers. They could be emotional triggers. It could be a lot of things. Emotional eating as well. And then, of course, we'll be discussing things like hormone issues, and especially we're seasoned women, our hormones, where many of us are starting into that period of life where we're going to be going into perimenopause or menopause or postmenopausal and things like that. So we have our body is in a new chapter of life. So we need to be aware of what that is, and some of the things that can help with those transitions and still achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. So we'll be talking about those things. So the 9 weekly modules, the group calls. You also will be having exercises that I'll have you do every single week, and you'll turn them into me. I'll send them back with some comments, maybe suggestions, and if you're comfortable, we can discuss those things on the group calls. If you'd rather that be part of our private conversations, then that's fine too. It's a very non-judgmental community and situation in the 9-week program. So we're going to tailor it to what works for you best. So, and then besides that, the most exciting part is the 3 one-on-one sessions. So this is pretty much unheard of in a group scenario, but the reason I made my protocol a hybrid program is I believe that individual attention is really what makes it a long-term program, because I've been on so many programs, I can't even count them anymore, and many group programs. I did a couple of one-on-one type scenarios, but I never ever got the attention that I'm planning to give to you in this protocol. So the 3 1-on-1, the first session, it will be an hour and a half, and that is to go through really your history, where you're at right now, what your goals are. Really, we get to know each other really well during that first session. And then the other 2 sessions will be 45 minutes long. So that is what the program is. And the 3-hour protocol program, there will be a new one starting at the end of August. And for some reason, I want to say, I just want to double check. Yes, the 26th, 2 weeks from today. So we start a new 9-week session 2 weeks from today. So if you're ready, I know sometimes when we've had years and decades of struggling and we're now entering a new, I say a new phase of life, but many times our children are now grown, maybe we've got grandchildren, maybe we're looking at a new career direction because we've been, maybe we're going to change our hours, we're going to work or do something else. It's really your time. It is your time. And also, many of us, and I'm not a person who really believes a lot in fear, putting the fear in you. But the reality is, hey, funny girl, I see you on there. Good to see you. So, oh, good. You'll be back from vacation. Perfect time for you to jump in. So, if you're at a point in your life where you know that you not only need to make changes, but you want to make changes. You want this struggle to be gone. You don't want there to be an issue in another 10, 15, or 20 years that your health is suffering because you still have this struggle around how should I nourish myself? What would be the best thing for me? What do I need to do if you're carrying the extra weight? I mean, just like, my client there, losing 35 pounds, and I don't dwell on the number. It's not the number. It doesn't matter. It could have been 25 or 40 or 20. It doesn't matter. It could be 50 or 70. What matters is having your body get to a place that is a natural, good weight for your body. And I hardly ever weigh myself anymore. I've lost a lot of weight myself. I don't measure anymore by the scale because I find that the scale is finicky. It doesn't always give me some of the days that I've been eating so clean and I feel great and lots of energy. And then I'll step on that scale, and if for some reason my expectation was different from the number I saw there, all of a sudden, all those great feelings of feeling fabulous, knowing I look fabulous, and all of that measurement can detract from the real goals. The real goal is to focus in on using your intuition and getting to a place that's going to be the best place for you. Now, that's something else we discuss in the course. We go over a lot about using the scale, using measurements and things like that in the right ways that's going to help propel you forward, not in a way that is there to maybe just beat you up if it's not what you expect in the time frame that you're expecting it. So hope that makes sense, but we get into that in the course. There's so much more. I mean, I really can't get into every single thing that we do in there, but it will be filled with information and support for you as you go on this journey. So I will hope that you take a look at it. Now, my surprise that I'm going to announce right now is that the 9-week program The price that I put it at right now is actually a phenomenal price because I want everybody to be able to do it. So the price right now is $13.99. That's $1,399 is the price for the 9-week program. For anybody who's been participating or listening to these, and I'm being super generous, even if up until the 26th, if you're watching the live, but you're doing it as a replay of the live, if you put it in the comments, you reach out to me, and that's info@feelfabulousnutrition.com, and said, hey, listen, I watched this later, and please give me the offer that you gave on the live. Because normally I only do it on the lives, okay? So I'm extending that for everybody. And my offer, what I'm doing right now for you, is that $13.99 is going to be $999. So it's a $400 savings, and that is a phenomenal price for the 9 weeks. So it's $999 if you have been participating in this live. So I'm super excited about that. I will be posting some things here to give you some information. You'll have to put in a code there to get that special pricing. So that will be in there, and I'm super excited to offer you that. Besides that, I'm adding another bonus to make this so incredible for you that I don't want you to be giving it a second thought at all. And there is you can make a 2-payment plan on that as well. So I will give you all those details in the private Facebook group here as we go on. So anyways, thanks, funny girl. So I thought it was pretty cool. But the second thing that I'm adding is that anybody who has been participating in this live event will also get an additional coaching session. So that will be an additional 1-hour coaching session. So you won't just have the 3, the first one an hour and a half, and the 2 45-minute sessions. You will have a 4th session that will be a 60-minute session. So I hope that's making you excited. Woohoo! And you get ready. You deserve it. If you're in a place that you know you want to be healthier, you want to go into, whether it's the second half or second third, I mean, I always say second half of my life, but no matter where you are, if you want to move into that and you know that you want that support, and it's not that we can't necessarily do it for ourselves, but it is so hard to make a transformation and make a shift when you are doing it all on your own. So I'm here to try to help you with that, and to do everything I can do. I'm sorry, I got to make one adjustment here. I just kind of noticed that. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that. Hope that's a little better. I didn't realize I didn't have my ear things plugged in right. So hopefully that makes sense. And I am super, super excited to make this offer for you. So $999 will be the new pricing. That's $400 off. And you get a 4th one-on-one coaching session with myself during those 9-week time, and we would discuss and kind of make that into your schedule, what would work for you. So I hope that you're super excited about that, and I'm looking forward to, if this is the right thing for you, if this is the right time, just sometimes you need that little extra push to get going. And I know there's so many times I delayed, and it's not going to happen on its own. So come with us, be guided, and have have somebody who's going to be by your side and helping you the whole way through and really transform into something that you can then continue with for the rest of your life. So looking forward to working with you. And if this is the right fit for you, of course, if it's not for whatever reasons, I hope you enjoyed the information that I've shared and some of it can be helpful to you. But if you know this is the right path for you, then I'm looking forward to you joining into the program. So now let's just wrap up a little bit. Some of the takeaways. And I like to kind of just wrap up. I think some of what I would say my 3 top takeaways from everything that we've talked about this week. The first one would really just be relax. And my client was such a testimonial for that. Okay. Relax, understand the power of you getting in a different place physically, mentally, emotionally, where you just say, okay, I'm going to relax. I'm going to take action. I'm going to take focused action, but I'm going to relax while I'm doing it. It doesn't matter that I might have done 10 or 15 or however many programs before that didn't work for me. It doesn't matter that maybe I have stressful situations going on in my life, but I want to be healthier. I want to move forward. So just relax. Relax. We will work on this together and get you where you want to go. That's the main key. And so just the power of that parasympathetic nervous system, physically, mentally slowing down, taking time to just assess where you are, get that enthusiasm back to move forward. And that's really what you want to do. So that's really the first one that I wanted to talk about, okay, was just that whole concept in the relax. The second thing that I think is a top takeaway is that we really have accumulated through the years a lot of toxins. And there's many of these toxins are in our bodies. Our bodies are inflamed. Most people, if we do carry quite a bit of excess weight, it's from some type of inflammation. So addressing the toxins, whether the physical actual toxins that might be in our body that might just need some help, maybe with supplements or diet tweaks or those things to really help release themselves and let your body, just remember, our bodies want to be at an optimum level. So it tries all sorts of ways to help us, but sometimes we're just not listening. And then we're taking in toxins from the environment, from the way that, especially here, the standard American diet and things like that. So we want to release these toxins, no matter if it's from our minds, our bodies. We want to release them and focus on getting rid of all sorts of toxic things in our lives. And then I think the third one is really just finding the pleasure again, not only in the food and possibly in new foods, because, if you've been eating a diet or just really not paying attention to what you are putting in your body, because that's easy to do, especially if you have a lot of things in life, in your thought process is, oh my gosh, I can't do one more thing in my life. I'm already hectic. I'm crazy. My client was, her life, boy, if you really knew the details, which I don't get into any details for privacy purposes, but if you knew how much stress that person had, whoa, unbelievable. So if she can do it, I'm telling you, you can do it. But it doesn't have to be that way. Small tweaks can make big, big differences. And we start from where you're at and we move. And that's why I do the one-on-one coaching besides what we do in the group, because we're all at different places. Your first steps may be very different from somebody else's first steps. So that's what we're going to work on. But I want you to find pleasure again in the foods that you're eating. And really, when we start to eat real whole foods, I can guarantee that your body is going to maybe initially be like, whoa, what's up? But it doesn't take long before it says, oh, thank you, thank you. I love you. Keep putting that phenomenal food in my body. And your body will talk to you. Believe me, my body talks to me pretty much every single day. So it will talk to you, and don't be scared. It's your best friend. So anyway, so finding pleasure in our foods, in our life, we want this to be a long term. This is not just I just hate even saying it's a diet, because it's really a lifestyle. It's a philosophy. It's a protocol that you can follow. And if something starts to kind of go off course, then you can say, what's going on? Maybe I'm not relaxing anymore. Maybe I'm caught up in some stress. Maybe I did change some of my food choices. And there's always ways. We always kind of drift a little bit off the path, but that's okay. That's life. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are situations where I will 100% make a choice to put something that I know isn't optimal for my body. Might not love it, but I make a choice to do that, and I enjoy it, and that's it. But then I go back to what nourishes my body. I don't stay there. I don't linger there any longer like I used to. So find pleasure in food, find pleasure in other things. We talk a lot about that in the course as well. What things would give you pleasure? What are you planning to do when you lose those, whatever it is, 35 pounds, 25, 50, 70, 20, 15, it doesn't matter the number. What's the goal? How are you going to feel? What are you going to do differently then than you're doing now? How many of those things can you start right now? Do you have to wait? So we'll talk about those type of things as well to get you on the right path to finding pleasure in your life and also in your food. When you release all of this stress around dieting and things and start enjoying getting healthy, oh my gosh, what a difference you'll feel. So those are my 3 top takeaways from everything that we had discussed this week. And then some actions that you can take right now, regardless of if my 9-week program is the program for you or it isn't, regardless of that, okay? Some things that you can do right now to take some steps moving forward. So number 1, commit to really having the highest quality food that you can have at any given time. Obviously, if you're home and you're grocery shopping, real foods, real vegetables, not canned, not processed, but real live food. And if you start on that path, your body will respond and you will start to notice a shift. Doesn't happen right away, but it also doesn't take years. So even though it may have been years that you have not necessarily been taking care of yourself, it doesn't take years to reverse that. It only takes a few weeks to get to really start feeling differently. So that would be my first action. Highest quality foods available. If you're, if you eat meat and those type of things, definitely grass-fed. It's such a game changer as far as the toxic load in your body. And free-range chickens, eggs that are organic and free-range, the things like that, highest quality that you can do. And do that as often as you can do that. I know it's not going to be every single meal that you're going to have. Life happens. situations happen. We find ourselves hungry and just not prepared for whatever reasons. Life happens. It's okay. As long as most of the time you're really loving yourself, nourishing yourself. That's what matters. The second thing I would say is to really set a goal. If you're a grazer, if you're somebody who happens to, well, there's two sides of the spectrum. If it's somebody that really eats a lot of tiny, tiny meals, but you're really eating all the time, we talked about insulin resistance. That's one of the things that really, really contributes to insulin resistance, is that constant surges of insulin constantly happening. So if you start towards a path, now depending on where you're coming from, to have 3 meals a day. Now, we want to be mature in this conversation. If you happen to have a very odd schedule where maybe you're going to have a huge gap between lunchtime and dinner time or things like that, then of course have some nuts, have some walnuts or wonderful snacks, things like that. There's some great things you can do for a snack. But generally speaking, if you're on a fairly, I would say easy schedule where you're having some sort of a breakfast, protein shake or real, eggs, bacon, whatever, or those type of things you're having in the morning. If you're maybe having that 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then you're having like a lunch around 1 o'clock, or, you adjust the times, and then you're having a dinner that's around 6 o'clock. You really don't need those snacks. If you're eating wholesome, healthy, high quality foods at your meals, you're going to find that your body doesn't need all the snacking anymore. And then really try to commit to after dinner to really finish dinner. And it should be a few hours that you're not eating before you go to bed. So snacking late at night is really detrimental to your body doing the healing that it needs to do while you're sleeping. So you want that 12-hour time frame, if you can aim for that. Now, depending on where you're coming from, remember, this is the goal. The goal is the 2 or 3 super high quality, nutritious meals in a day. And then also to have that 12-hour period from dinner, from your last meal into the next meal in the morning. That's the ideal scenario. Is it ever going to be perfect like that every single day, 365 days? Of course not. It never is. We live, okay? So living is good, all right? So we want to live, we want to enjoy, but that's kind of the goal. Head in that direction and then tweak where you need it to be tweaked. That's really what it comes down to. And, but so I would say that if you did those 2 things, and then the third one would be to start to really tap in to your own intuition and start to have a curiosity about that intuition, what it's saying to you, why it's saying it, and really start to listen to it. Because ultimately, the real goal here is that you formulate your own diet, what works for you sustainably in the long run, that's giving you the healthiest body lifestyle that you can have for the rest of your life. So tapping into that intuition and curiosity around it, you'll start to be able to really recognize what foods your body likes, what foods it doesn't like. When you're in a relaxed state, an enjoyable state, how maybe your digestive issues start to go away. Maybe notice when they come up and they're not so good. Then be curious. Say, really, I wonder what that was. What was it that I may have had to eat? Or maybe I was not maybe I wasn't in a calm and relaxed state. Maybe I've been really tense. And so even though I'm eating good foods, I'm so stressed, it's not having a good effect. So no matter what that would be, either way, it doesn't matter. Just tap into your intuition. If you're not already intuitive like that, if you tap into it and you're curious about it, it's not stressful, it's curiosity. Why did my body react that way? Why? I feel great today, lots of energy. Why? What did I do? That's right. Yesterday, I had all these delicious, fantastic salad with lots of colors on my plate. And you start to have fun with this. Have fun. I'm all about having fun. So have fun with this. Experiment with things. Eat certain things and say, I had mentioned one of the little tweaks was maybe to go without some gluten for a while. Go without gluten for a while and just see how you feel. And then, you know what? On purpose, have some fun and actually have some gluten again. Then see how you react to that. Sometimes it's portion size. So tap into your intuition, have some curiosity and fun around it. Eventually, you'll know what works for you and your body and how to keep yourself in optimum shape. Okay? So those are actions to take right away. If you do those 3 things, commit to the highest quality foods, set a goal to really kind of only have 3 meals a day without any snacks if possible, or a very minor snack, like I say, walnuts and something like that is really wonderful. And, see how that works for you. See if that makes a big shift. And if you're somebody who's really, all of these things are really new, maybe just pick one of those 3. And then tap into your intuition would be the third one there. So anyways, that's my conclusion for today's session. Again, my 9-week program, starting it in 2 weeks from tonight. Instead of $13.99, I'm giving a special price of $999 for the 9-week program. And besides that, instead of just getting the 3 one-on-one, you will get a 4th 1-hour coaching session with me just for during this time in the live. And I'm going to be pulling that down probably the weekend before we start the 9-week program. So if there's anybody else that you want to share these lives with, just invite them to join the Facebook group. Once they join the Facebook group, the private one, then they will have the access to the live to these live videos that I've done, and I'll be leaving them up until the 9-week program starts. And if anybody emails me or, get in contact with me and say, hey, listen, I wasn't able to make the lives. 8 o'clock Eastern time is not a good time for me. No problem. I understand. I do a lot more watching on replays than I do on the live. So I understand. Not a problem at all. You just let me know. And I will be, letting you know what you need to do in order to get the discounted rate for the program. And then we'll be adding in that extra session as well. So I want to thank you. If there's any sort of questions, I think I got a couple of people on the line. If there's any questions tonight, let me know. I'll just wait a second if you have any questions, but I'd be more than happy to. I look forward to, if this is the right program for you, if it seems like something that you want to do that will really make a lasting difference for yourself, then I would be so honored for you to come into the program and to work with you one-on-one as well as in the group scenario. So look forward to that. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in, so I'm going to sign off for tonight, and thank you again for all your participation this week. I hope the information was helpful to you, and that I wish you much happiness, much pleasure, lots of fun, and the greatest health that you can have. And I'm going to be putting a lot more things in the private Facebook group moving forward. So if you have any sisters, aunts, maybe daughters, that this program would be the right program, the right fit, or they just want to get into the Facebook group and start to, come into the discussion, that would be great as well. Please extend this, share this, and look forward to speaking with you soon and talking to you through the Facebook group. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.